My name's Phoebe Jacobs. I'm in the Vet Science Lab at MVCTC, and my project was over animal systems. This experiment was conducted in order to find and choose a dog bowl that best slows down the pace of a dog's ingestion. It is common for dogs to overeat or eat too quickly, which can create fatal problems to a dog's digestive system. Diseases like bloat can occur and countless uncomfortable symptoms such as vomiting or choking. During the testing, there was only one subject. The subject is known to have a large appetite, be a fast-paced eater, and to sometimes cough and vomit up food after eating, making him the perfect participant. The procedure consisted of 4 trials that took place every morning for 4 days in a row. The subject was given the exact same amount and type of food each trial, yet in a different style dish. While eating, the subject was timed, recorded, and photographed to document information. The results were based mainly on the time it took for the subject to finish his food. So if it took a shorter amount of time, then that trial would be ranked lower. The research and completed trials can help owners recognize the difference a bowl can make and how a bowl can prevent future dangers for their pet. So these are some dogs with bloat. As you can see, they're either laying down, their stomach's very swollen, and if they're standing up, they're going to lean over and kind of tilt their head in pain. This is the specimen that we used. His name's Odin. He's a Rottweiler. At the time, he was around 10 months and weighed about 100 pounds. Prior to completing this experiment, the researcher must be aware of a pet's individuality and that not every dog will get the same result. One dog could benefit more from an elevated bowl, while another could benefit much more from a slow feeder bowl. The researcher must be aware that they are also responsible for the dog's health and safety during the trial. They must be supervised throughout the entire process, especially if the researcher does not own the animal. The researcher also needs to be sure they feed the same amount and type of food each trial around the same time each day. This will prevent the creation of an independent variable. Before allowing the animal to eat, the researcher must have a timer prepared, as each trial needs to be timed. While the dog is eating, the researcher should either document the trial with pictures and videos or take notes of the dog's behaviors. After conducting every trial, the researcher can compare the data. So before I did the trials, my hypothesis was that the slow feeder bowl would place first and that it would take him the longest to eat from that. The elevated bowl would be second, cookie sheet would be third, and the bowl that is just on the floor would be last. So for the trials, the materials I needed were 1 metal food bowl, 1 top paw slow feeder bowl, which is like a maize bowl, 1 elevated dog bowl, 1 cookie sheet, about 4 cups of Iams dog food, which was 1 cup per trial, 2 pounds of fresh pet chicken, carrot, and peas mixture, which is about half a pound per trial, 1 stopwatch, and then the test subject. So the first trial was just the bowl on the floor. This is how you kind of see every dog usually eat. At the end, this is the time. It ended up being about 4 minutes and 13 seconds. So the maize bowl, this is the maize bowl. The point of the maize bowl is to have projections that shoot out so the dog has to kind of search for their food. That was what it looked like before he finished, and then it ended up being about 6 minutes and 20 seconds. And as you can see in the video, he has to kind of look around the projections in order to get his food, which can take him longer and doesn't allow him to eat in a lot of food at once. The third trial was an elevated bowl. This bowl is designed to have the dog's esophagus be parallel to the ground so they don't have to force the food up and kind of choke and make it difficult to eat. So this took him about 6 minutes and 3 seconds. And then lastly was the cookie sheet. I was very surprised by this time. It only took him about 4 minutes to eat, almost on the dot. And I think the reason for this is because with Rottweilers, they have a flat nose, so he can actually get all of that food at once, when really it's designed for dogs with a narrower nose where they can't pick up all that food at once. So that shows that the research definitely differs between different breeds of dogs. Then finally, the results. I displayed the results on a graph. The taller the bar, the more time it took for the dog to eat. So the bowl on the floor, as you can see, is kind of low, as well as the cookie sheet, and then the slow feeder and elevated bowl are up higher. While my hypothesis was close, the placings were not exact. So I actually got the first 2 placings right, but mixed up the last 2. In conclusion, the research and trials proved to be useful for all dog owners. The purpose was to find the superior bowl for dogs that eat at a fast pace. Owners all around can complete these trials safely and efficiently in their own home. This experiment will help owners find out the best option for their particular pet and breed, and will in turn prevent their dog from possibly harming themselves while they are just trying to enjoy a meal.